Welcome to the Explainer. If you've ever found yourself sitting at your desk thinking about leaving your job to start your own business, then this is for you. We're breaking down the big ideas from 10 foundational business books to give you a clear roadmap, a guide from the security of a paycheck to the adventure of building something that's truly yours.
So, we're going to break this journey down into 4 key stages. First, we'll talk about the crucial mindset work you have to do before you leap. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of your first scrappy steps. After that, we'll cover how to build beyond yourself. And finally, we'll look at the high-level strategies for winning the long game.
Okay, let's dive right in. Before you even draft that resignation letter, the most important work isn't about business plans or spreadsheets. Nope, it's all internal. It's all happening inside your head. It's about getting your mindset right.
Okay, so this is a big one, right? So many of us get completely hung up on this question. We look at these successful founders and think they were just born with something we don't have. But what if that is completely 100% the wrong question to be asking?
This idea from Carol Dweck's book, Mindset, is a total game changer. It's not about having some natural gift for business. It's about what you believe. See, a fixed mindset is that little voice that says, "Oh, I'm just not a salesperson," or "I'm terrible with numbers." But a growth mindset, it believes that any skill, whether it's marketing or finance, can be learned.
And the difference between these two mindsets really boils down to one tiny, incredibly powerful word, yet. The thought, "I can't build a website," transforms into, "I can't build a website yet." That single word changes a dead end into a learning opportunity. This is the absolute foundational belief you need to make the leap. And that idea feeds perfectly into our next concept from Jeff Olson. Success isn't about some heroic overnight effort. It's the result of all the small, consistent things you do every day. Things that are super easy to do, but are just as easy not to do. Like reading 10 pages of a business book, making one extra phone call, or writing just 50 words. It doesn't seem like much, but over time, that's what creates massive, massive results.
All right, so you've got the mindset down. You're building those small daily habits. What's next? Well, now it's time to actually do something. Let's talk about the practical reality of getting your business off the ground. You know that feeling that you need everything to be absolutely perfect before you can launch? A perfect website, a perfect logo? Well, that perfectionism can just paralyze you. Derek Sivers here is telling us to embrace the mess. Your first customers, they're not buying perfection. They're buying from you. And that early, scrappy, authentic vibe is what actually builds real connection and trust.
And this brings up another huge mental block for so many talented people. You're an expert in your field, but you feel like you need some fancy business degree before you're even allowed to start. Well, guess what? That's just not true.
Look, according to Josh Kaufman in the Personal MBA, it doesn't matter if you're selling coffee or coding software. Every single business on the planet boils down to just these 5 things. You create something of value, you tell people about it, you sell it, you deliver on your promise, and you manage the money. Everything else is just a detail. That's it. That's the whole game.
All right, so let's say you've nailed the value creation part. You've got an amazing product or a fantastic service. It's the core of what you do. But what if you've built it and nobody's buying? This leads us to a really crucial distinction.
And this is where a huge light bulb should go off, thanks to Alex Hormozy. He says that most struggling businesses don't actually have a product problem, they have an offer problem. The product is just one piece of the puzzle. The offer is how you wrap everything up to make it so good people feel stupid saying no.
So what actually makes an offer irresistible? Well, it's way more than just the price tag. It's about having a strong guarantee that takes all the risk away from the customer. It's about adding invaluable bonuses, creating some urgency, and just packaging it all in a unique way. Getting these things right is often way more important than tinkering with the product itself.
Okay, fast forward a bit. Your offer is working, sales are coming in, but you are completely exhausted. You're working 18-hour days, you feel like you're drowning. Sound familiar? This right here is the wall where so many new entrepreneurs, especially those coming from a regular job, crash and burn.
And Michael Gerber, in his classic book, The E-Myth, absolutely nails why this happens. It's the trap of thinking that because you're a great graphic designer, you'll automatically be great at running a graphic design agency. But here's the thing. Being a great designer and running a design business are two totally different skill sets.
And this is the pivot you have to make. Back at your old job, you were paid to be a great technician, the person who does the thing. But to be a founder, you have to fire yourself from that job. You have to stop working in the business, doing all the day-to-day tasks, and start working on the business as the architect.
So how do you do that? How do you actually work on the business? You start building systems. From day one, even if you're the only employee, pretend you're building a franchise. Document your sales process. Create a checklist for every task. If it's only in your head, it's not a system. This is how you escape the trap of just creating a new, more stressful job for yourself.
See, building those systems, that's the first step to getting something called leverage. And this concept from Naval Ravikant is the real key to breaking free. As an employee, you trade your time for money. It's a one-to-one deal. As an entrepreneur, your entire goal is to completely destroy that equation.
Now, sure, hiring people and using money, that's old school leverage. But the real game changers today, the ones you can start using from day one, are code and media. Think about it. You don't need anyone's permission to create a piece of software or a YouTube channel that can work for you 24/7, reaching thousands, even millions of people while you sleep. That's the ultimate way to multiply your effort.
And hey, when you do get to the point of hiring people, it's not about being the boss. Stephen Bartlett makes a fantastic point here. It's about getting your ego out of the way. Your job as the founder isn't to be the smartest person in the room. It's to get the smartest people in the room, all working on the same mission.
Okay, so once you have systems in place, once you're using leverage, you can finally breathe. You can lift your head up from the day-to-day chaos and actually start thinking strategically about the long game.
And for that, Peter Thiel's book 0 to 1 gives us an incredible way to think. See, most businesses operate in the world of 1 to N. They look at what's already out there, another burger joint, another marketing agency, and just try to be a little bit better. But the real magic, the companies that truly change things, they go from 0 to 1. They create something brand new.
I know. That sounds pretty harsh, right? Competition is for losers. But his point is so important. When you're just competing, you're basically in a street fight over the same small pie. It just crushes your profits and your creativity. The real goal isn't to be the best in a crowded field, it's to create a whole new field where you're the only one playing.
So let's tie this all together. We started with mindset, believing you can learn anything. Then we moved to taking those first scrappy steps and creating an irresistible offer. Then building systems and using leverage so the business doesn't own you, and finally learning to escape competition altogether. This is more than just a business plan. It's a completely new way of looking at the world. So the only question left for you is, what's your 0 to 1 going to be?